Hi YouTube. It's my 13th day of my 50th year on the planet, and I am having to look at my calendar to see that because I got so confused the other day. I thought my 10th day video was my 9th day video, and my 11th day was my 10th day, and it's just been crazy, and it's just been crazy every day. So now I have taken to also writing that on the calendar because I can't keep track of my days like an old woman. And so yeah, day 13 of my 50th day on the planet. It's December 8th, 2011. And December 8th is a very significant day for me for one reason and one reason only. And that is the day that 24 years ago my grandmother passed away. After a stroke at the age of 58, she lived to be 62. And she also had diabetes. She was getting Alzheimer's disease, and she was also having to have dialysis for kidney failure. And my grandmother gave up her battle the day before Thanksgiving of that year, and which was 1986, I believe. So every year this is a day that I spend thinking about my grandmother, and it's not the only day because I miss her every day of my life. She's one of the most significant people in my life. She was one of the people that loved me tremendously, spoiled me somewhat, but she was not a big spoiler, but she did spoil me somewhat. And she taught me a lot about life, and she taught me so many things that I still live by to this day. Certain things that she said, like, the guilty dog always barks first. That's one thing that my grandma always said, and I live by that, because if somebody is squawking louder than you, and they start squawking before you do, they're probably guilty of whatever it is they're calling you guilty of. So that's one lesson I learned from her. So many things. She is really the reason why I love the holidays as much as I do. She did not make as big a deal out of the holidays as I do, but that is where I spent most of my holidays as a child. We would almost always, even when we lived in northern New Mexico, we lived in the Four Corners, we would go and see my grandma almost every Christmas. I don't remember Christmas I didn't spend with my grandmother, so. And the other thing is that she, like I said, decided that on Thanksgiving Day, the day before Thanksgiving, that she would no longer take dialysis, and that she was going to live by her directive, and she was going to ask to not take any more dialysis. So I knew that my grandmother was going to die a few weeks before, about 2 weeks before. Okay. And so the next day, being my birthday, I went and picked out my grandmother's casket, and what she was going to wear on my birthday. So every year on my birthday, again, I go through that kind of stuff. So the holidays, though it could be a very difficult time for me, is in fact a very joyous time. And she, like I said, passed away December 8th. My brother's birthday was December 10th, and then there was Christmas. So that whole time, this whole time of the year could really be a heartache, and sometimes in the past it has been, but as I've grown, I couldn't even talk about my grandmother. I wouldn't have even been able to tell you these things that I'm telling you right now without just busting into tears, because I probably will shed a tear, so, be ready for that. But anyway, that is the reason why I love Christmas as much as I do, because my grandmother was all about, spoiling me at Christmas time. I only have one other cousin, and and a little brother, my little brother, and so obviously, she didn't have too many kids to lavish her generosity on, so she was fairly good to us. And I'm not saying she went over the top. I think we got one, maybe two presents at her house, but they were always something that we really wanted, and something that was special, or something that she had made. And many of those things I have still to this day, some afghans that she crocheted, and those types of things. So anyway, Grandma Deanie, rest in peace. And so the last 2 days have been crazy busy. First of all, my husband got kicked by my horse yesterday, so I ended up having to do his chores, and then he did end up going to the ranch to fix some things, and so now today I did chores for his part and my part too, so I couldn't get in and do a video, and I thought, well, I really need to get one done today, especially after the confusion of the other days. And the other thing that has happened is that 2 nights ago I ended up having to call the ambulance for my mom. She called me at midnight, and her blood pressure had been 190 over 175, I think, and at one point 220 over 175. So immediately I called an ambulance. I ran to her house, and I went ahead, and I didn't even go down there with her this time because the ambulance took her down, and it was very icy that night, and I was really afraid to drive her myself, or I would have, but that was a little scary, and I didn't want to give her any reasons to be afraid either, so, with high blood pressure or whatever, and I could never forgive myself if something bad happened to my mom in my car on our way 40 miles to the hospital. So that happened, and then they sent her home within a few hours only. I think in about 5 hours, a cousin-in-law brought her home, and that works at the hospital. Thank you, Zoe. And so brought her home, and then last night she didn't call me when this happened, and she said that she really didn't know where she was at, which made me a little bit nervous. And I've been thinking about it like a couple of days after my mom and I came home from Albuquerque, because my mom was so different when I dropped her off. The evening that we went out and had dinner and had a nice meal before her surgery and everything, she was completely different when I picked her up the next day. The doctor didn't say anything to me about her having a stroke, and he may not have even thought that she did, or may not even seen that she did, but I really think that she had a small stroke there and during that surgery, and it just was nothing that showed up or whatever, because now she's down in the emergency, or in the hospital. They did keep her overnight tonight. They're going to keep her, and they're doing a bunch more tests, and finally she got a pretty good doctor in there, and he's looking at everything, and he seems to see something that he says organically is different than from the CAT scan that he has pictures of that was just very recent. So I'm thinking she may have had another little stroke during that surgery, because she was just so different that next day. It was like I picked up a 5-year-old at the hospital when I left a grown woman there the night before. So anyway, I don't know. Anyway, pray for my mother, and just keep her on your hearts and on your prayers list, because boy, do we need it. I don't know what's going on with her, but we need to get to the bottom of it. I want my mom to be around for a good long time, and she's going to have to make some lifestyle changes, just like we all do, and, hey, I'm the first one to say, if we don't make them now, we're going to have to make them later, and you may as well do it while you're younger, and it's easier. And, that comes to a lot of changes that I even have needed to make, and still am in the process of making. So I'm going to show you guys a neat scale that we have here at the house that nobody has ever programmed to use. I don't even know the brand name of it, but I'm going to show it to you tomorrow. It measures your body mass index, it measures your height and weight proportions and all that kind of stuff. And it also keeps track of 4 or 5 people in the family. So I'm going to be using that tomorrow. Just a minute, Olivia. And this is Olivia, my granddaughter. Say hi, Olivia.
Hi.
And there she is. Say hi. Hold still so they can see. There you are. Okay, Mama's making a video, so what do you need?
I want just one sandwich.
Okay, as soon as I'm done in 2 minutes, I'll go make you a sandwich, okay? So, I'm going to show you guys that tomorrow. I have not been keeping up with my gratitude journal, and I have not been keeping up with some other stuff that I said I would, but it's just been crazy with my mom. However, I've been keeping up with that water, and I have been taking my medication, so, and, I've been doing the best I can, I guess. So, big day tomorrow with more chores, long day. A lot of wood needs to come up because I've pretty much used up everything I brought up a couple of days ago. It was cold last night, and I even cheated and turned the heater on because I couldn't take it anymore, and it was freezing on both ends of the house, and I have half my house blocked off, and it was still cold. So it has just been cold here. But today it was warm and sunshiny. My little dog is getting around on her one back legs, finally starting to work a little bit better. And so all in all, things are looking good. I can't wait to get that video camera because I'll tell you what, I really want to start moving around the house and showing you guys some things and you know, taking you outside and showing you the world that I live in, and it's really something that I'm excited about. Oh, my youngest son came home this morning, so thank God he was here, and actually he may do my chores for me tonight if he ever shows back up here. He's gone out and about on the town. But my youngest son is home, my granddaughter's here. The house looks like a tornado hit it, but I'll deal with that later. I did work my kitchen over last night. That is something that I needed to do. And I've been trying to get a room done every day. At least, if not the whole room done, at least a big part of the room. Like, you know, cleaning out some drawers, clearing out some shelves. I found mail today in a little magazine rack that has been in this house ever since I've known this man, which has been 16 years. And we've only been married a year and 3 months. We've been together for 16 years. And so I only have control of the house now for the last year and a half, so this is not my fault. But, and it's chaos a lot of the times because we're both pretty much hoarders, but it's clean, so. Anyways, I found mail today from 1982. I couldn't believe it. And some passbooks, savings account passbooks or something where he was making a payment on something from 1982. So, you can imagine my battles here. But it's always fun. I always find something that's fun to look at, or, you know, blows my mind or shocks me in some way. When someone lives in a house for over 40 years, it's just going to get piled up. I mean, that's just it. There's nothing you can do about it. But I work on it steady all the time because I just can't deal with it. It's just too much stuff. But anyway, so tonight I hope to get the dining room done, and the kitchen is pretty much completely done now, and get those decorations up. And tonight I am going to work on my editing on my videos, so I am still learning something new every day. And I am taking advantage of trying to learn something new every day. But I'm going to work on that editing and stuff tonight. I'm going to try to add some music to my videos. I'm teaching this to myself. So if anybody has any you know, ideas that they can help me with, I would just love a little bit of advice how to do some of this stuff, because like I said, I'm wading through it on my own, and I'm no computer genius, let me tell you that. So anyway, that's about it. Been praying hard. I hope everything goes good with my mom, and you know, I'm looking forward to the holidays. My kids will all be home for the holidays, and they weren't all here for Thanksgiving, which was kind of sad. But there's Miss Olivia. And so, anyway, I want everybody to think about all the stuff that you need to work on this next few months to make our lives better. And if you get any good ideas, let me know. And I'm going to show you that badass scale I found. That's what I was getting at. The point I was getting at is living with a hoarder that buys a lot of good stuff. Every day's like Christmas. I find stuff all the time. I found a double smoothie maker. I found a cappuccino maker a couple of weeks ago, hidden away in a closet. I found, I found one of those Flavor Wave ovens. One of those Flavor Wave cooker things. It's never been used. Still has all the directions in it. I guess he was buying all this stuff for me. He figured I'd land here sooner or later. So, anyway, and another thing. We have a Total Gym Pro. So, that is one thing that I am going to... She wants ice cream. Just a minute. I have a Total Gym Pro, and I found the video of how to work that thing, and so I'm going to be working on that, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a review, and I'm also going to take all my measurements, and I'm going to share them, which is scary, and because I really want to keep track of my measurements on my calendar too, and I'm going to share them and see what kind of results I get with the water, my medication, and the Total Gym Pro, which is coming up, and then that body mass index scale. This kid. So anyway, you guys be blessed. Today is my 13th day. I've got it all written down. Hopefully I won't get confused and lose track again, but you know, it's bound to happen. I'm getting up there. I'm in my 50th year, so be blessed, you guys, and Peace. See you in a few days.